what is Windows 7 exactly? Well, Windows 7 is an OS released by Microsoft in 2009, less than 3 years after Windows Vista got released. It was basically what Vista would have been and should have been. And today, we're going to take a look at Windows 7 and what made its legacy, how it changed the computer world. So while we're waiting for this to install, let's just explain what's going on. So the end of support for Windows 7 is on January 14, 2020. While there is a lot of other versions of 7 that last until like 2024, those just cost kind of a lot of money and they're only for businesses. So basically, Windows 7 for personal use is gonna end up in 3 days as of recording this video. Now, excuse me, you can hear the sound at the time. I know, it's irritating. I'm gonna have to hear it. So today we're gonna take a look. How Windows 7 changed the PC world? Why do many people like it? I mean, Windows 7 is pretty much my favorite OS, but I'm gonna explain what makes it actually a good OS compared to something like Windows 10. Now, Windows 10 I don't really hate, but it kind of got a bad reputation than Windows 7, which is kind of sad as Microsoft keeps pump stuff on Windows 10 and probably relying on the system requirements. So probably to trick the companies to try running netbooks. Well, Windows 10 is not meant for netbooks. It's meant for mid-tier computers. Although Windows 7 really didn't take up that much resources. You could run Windows 7 in notebook and netbook, and you'd be fine. 2010 and 2011 I used to own 2 laptops. I've used the Dell Inspiron Mini, which was basically a small little notebook that ran, I think it ran Windows 7 Starter. And then I had a Lenovo G570, I believe. I'll correct myself in post. So the Lenovo, at the time it was a mid-tier laptop, where right now, with 4 gigs of RAM and an i5, it probably won't hold up good until today, except if you're doing something like web browsing, office stuff, something like that. It's not really meant for gaming. Although sure, Windows 10 is better, I think Windows 10 has better support for games. Or because it has the most updated drivers for it, DirectX 12 especially. I think Windows 10 is better at games than 7 and 8.1. In my own experience, actually. I tried to run 7 on my laptop, which came with 10. And they didn't really run as good as 10, let's be honest. It kept blue screening when I tried to open Chrome, so I had to use Firefox. Probably because of the blink engine Chrome uses. And yeah, that proves Windows 7 is not really stable for today's standards. Back in the day, it was really good, but today, I think we'll have to end its support since not a lot of programs are stable on this thing. Especially Chrome. Chrome kept blue screening in my laptop when I tried to open it. Even with the Radeon drivers, latest Windows 7 Radeon drivers, it still just crashes. Sorry to deal with the sound. And I don't get it. Is the problem with is it that my GPU is kind of too new? Like, not too new as it powerful, it's not that powerful. Or is it just Chrome being stupid or something on Windows 7? Chrome worked fine on Windows 10 on my laptop. So that proves Windows 10 is more kind of optimized for newer computers than 7. If you would run 7 in a modern computer, You can do it, but you couldn't get updates at the time, as Microsoft disabled updates for 7, and you'd have to use a patch to get 7 updates, which basically proves that Microsoft is forcing you to get 10. It's not even telling you to get 8.1. Same thing happens at 8.1 as well. They're forcing you to get to 10 just because you have a newer CPU, like a Ryzen series CPU or an i7, a modern i7 that is. Look, it's your opinion. If you hate Windows 10, if you hate Windows 7, if you like Windows 10, if you like Windows 7, that's all fine by me. Use whatever you want. But I don't think it's recommended to use Windows. I don't recommend you. I'm not forcing you to get to 8.1, 10, or switch to a support OS. I just suggest you don't stay on the 7 if it gets out of support. You can stay on it for 3 more days if you want to be secure as possible. But I think you should upgrade if you don't want to get some, let's say, security issues. I always say get hacked or something. I don't want to be cringy. I'm just gonna say security risks. Sadly, there are just exploits going around. Some idiots like to try exploits everywhere, on EXEs, on browsers and crap. Well, in browsers, that could be solved by updating the browser, but you can find exploits in, for example, the programs built into 7 that just give you their info. So, as of that, I don't think I'd recommend you. You can stay in 7 if you want, but be careful. That's what I'm gonna say. If you're gonna say stay on support OS, just you must have like 100% of you must use like 100% of your common sense. Let's be honest. But even though exploits can still go through, let's be honest. And Windows 7 is only going to have support for 3 more days. This is kind of as sad as Vista, let's be honest. Vista is the first OS to introduce Aero, which is kind of an opposite of a good feature. And then, it's Aero. No, it's not really a good feature. Let's be honest, 2006, not many people had good GPUs. Like they had freaking GMA integrated graphics or something. And they don't really work that well on Aero, or either that, or they just use XP drivers, and there's a reason support Aero straight up, so you can't enable it. This is the same thing on 7, but at least 7 is reasonable in its release date. Like Windows Vista required 512 megabytes of RAM. XP required only 64 to 512. That's a huge jump. Let's be honest. Don't just. Sometimes Microsoft is stupid. Look, they still have their own blood in that thing. At least Windows 7 is reasonable. It's just 2 times more RAM. That's it. You just need 1 gig. Even Windows 7 can. Even Windows 7 can run in 512 megabytes of RAM. I think I've seen someone tested it, and they say it's runs smooth like butter than Vista, which is kind of ironic, since Windows 7 requires 1 gigabyte and runs fine on freaking 512 megabytes. Who said that, you wonder? It's Bob Pony. Bob Pony tested Windows 7 on kind of shitty PC with 512 megabytes of RAM, and he said it runs smooth like butter. As long as you use legacy programs, that is. Oh, so sorry, gamer tools. Okay, let's move on to what made Windows 7 so great. I'm gonna have to have a cup of tea. Sounds more like coffee than tea. Let's what made Windows 7 so good. What makes Windows 7 so good is Aero. This is Aero. which basically made animations and made the thingies transparent, which is actually kind of GPU intensive, let's be honest. And the best thing about Serveda as well, there's the sounds. Look, you can choose sounds from a lot of packs, or you can go seeds. Or look, the sounds change when you go. I'm not sure if that happened in Vista, but I love the characters one. It's my favorite. I love the cartoon look of it, let's be honest. I love the sounds as well. Take a look. Exit windows is the same. The exit windows and log up. Now, if you shut down or start up Windows, you have the same startup sound, but the log off sound, log off and log on sound is actually different. Let me show you. Yep. I love the characters one. I'm keeping it. You guess it's kind of laggy. Even though I got VMware tools like crap, probably because I have 2 gigs of RAM allocated to this VM. You have to deal with this, but sorry. Now, what I like about it is probably the sound is cheeky when you use. Probably the second favorite sound I have is like the one that looks like Seascape, the one that looks like spy sounds or something. I love it. Yeah, sounds like sounds from like a spy movie. Let's not keep on rambling about this. Games! Games! You remember games? Yes. These were also included in Vista, but I think they improved it. My favorite game was especially Purple Place. The one where you just make cakes or crap. Hooray! You would make. For example, you make a hot cake, and you put this. Oh, sorry. You put this here. Let's see. Actually, wait, it's not like that. I did it wrong. Whoops. Okay. Yep, I do. I know. I'm an idiot. Put this here. Cover with chocolate. This here. Go hot stuff. You did it. Yeah, that's what the cake game is. It's probably. I want this one. No. Oh, it's this. It's where you match cards. No, to be fair, I don't have to get that way, so I'm gonna just take a long time to complete this new game. Actually, maybe. What about this? I think this is basically a dress-up game. Hey, a mouth too. Look. For example, this guy needs a mouth. Yeah. Can you give me eyes? Yeah. Done. But this is what Pro Places is all about. I don't know if it's available for this set. Actually, I actually don't know. But I remember this being said. I remember playing this on my laptop. You could get more games from Microsoft as well. I don't know if that's available anymore. Yeah, it just takes you to the it just takes you to the MSN homepage. Okay, oh, the background changed. To add insult to injury, probably my favorite thing ever. It has legacy supports, just like the Vista, XP, and earlier, making it one of the last OSs to support legacy programs. Windows 8.1 and 10 had a lot of missing features, and these could run on legacy BIOS, but they could also run. You can think about it later. Windows 8 2.1 they support UEFI, when Windows 7 sadly doesn't. You'd have to use a legacy to install 7. Although, good thing that legacy is kind of universal. You can install anything really you want on it, but if you want better features, you must use UEFI. Which means you have to have a fairly modern computer to utilize UEFI. And which makes this the last ever legacy only OS by Microsoft. Should we show you proof that 7 actually supports old programs for like Windows 98? Now, one of the things that doesn't exactly support 8.1 and 10, but still supports 7 is Virtual PC 2007. It just works. You know, let's copy a micro XP. For instance, let's copy micro XP in there. And ta-da! It works! This is the proof that Windows 8.1 and 10 has a lot of missing legacy components. Anyways, micro XP has finished installing. There it is. I forgot to tell you. Now, this is proof that, say 7 nostalgic. This guy's right. Micro XP in here, and we got micro XP in the house. Alright, we've proved that legacy programs work. I might put the video up after or on the annual support, because this videos, they take time to edit. To be fair, it's not really happy to see something of your nostalgia memories end, but I think it's time to say goodbye to Windows 7 for all of this.